All right, we're getting kind of long on the time, so I better get to it. So let me do some channel stuff. Let me say right now, just as I was deciding to switch over to channeling, I got start it, then fix it, and it will grow. Start it, then fix it, and it will grow. So it's like there's something somebody wants to start, but you're kind of turning into that perfectionism energy. I'm not ready yet. I don't know enough yet. I'm not good enough at this yet. People won't take me seriously. I'm not a professional, like that kind of thing, where you get into like, I'm going to just keep taking courses to learn more about this before I do it. So I feel like it's maybe some kind of business, and your guys are saying, start it, then fix it, and it will flourish. Just jump in, start where you are now. Quit overthinking it. You can make adjustments as things happen. Just start it now, and it will flourish. There's something about that. And again, a lot of people, we all do this. I want to do Reiki, but I don't know enough about it yet. Or maybe you don't have to do exactly Reiki. Maybe you just do energy work with your hands. Hint, hint. Somebody knows who I'm talking to. Jump in. You're ready to go. Fix it as you go. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect. You're not trying to, if you want to get into coaching, you don't have to be Tony Robbins to start. You can start with a small group, and you'll learn as you go where you need to tweak things. You don't have to keep taking courses. That's the main message. Start it now. Fix it as you go, and it will flourish. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I got this earlier in the week, and I wasn't sure if I should mention it, but I'm getting that I should. This time, and I know you're probably tired of me talking about it. This time was prophesized. The starseeds, the light workers, the empaths, the energy workers, you were all prophesized. This is a little out there. Bear with me. There are ancient writings, ancient scripts where you were written about. You were foreseen. People saw this time, the things we're doing in this year. Somebody saw those in visions that will come out. It was prophesized also that the people, that the souls that specifically chose to come at this time for this purpose would awaken all at the same time and learn what their role is in this. We're in this global, if you haven't noticed, we're in this global shift. And I know I've heard it my whole life about, there will be a time, the new earth, and we'll go from the 3D to the 5D. And I, okay, yeah, sure. I didn't think it would be in my lifetime, but here we are. So that message came earlier this week, and I was getting like, you have to talk about it. I'm not ready to get too deep into it, but I will gradually get to that. So just know that is what I'm getting. This was prophesized. There's actual like scripture somewhere written about this, written about you, us specifically. And that's not to say, oh, me and my VIPs, we're what was prophesized. We're so special. I mean, we are, but I'm not just saying us. We're part of something. There's obviously a lot of us, and another conversation I had with somebody recently, we are intentionally scattered throughout the globe. And actually, if I'm going to get deeper into this, not just the world, not just this globe, throughout other worlds, other galaxies, blah, blah, blah. But we are intentionally scattered because we are like lighthouses. You know what I mean? So if you notice, if you're in a time where you're like, I can't find my tribe, I can't find people who see things the way I see things, feel the way I feel, believe what I believe, that is intentional. There are so many people stuck in the dark energy. You needed to have, lighthouses every so often, so people can look at you and focus. Okay, I gotta get there. You are as they say, holding the light. That is intentional. But it's also intentional that just prior to this time happening, all these lighthouses would have a way to connect. Online is how we're doing it. Again, I know it sounds crazy, so I won't get too deep into it, but let's just start there. Okay, I'm not sure how to explain this because it's something that does not exist yet, obviously, but given the way things are now, I can see how it could progress that way. It's almost like, somebody from the 70s or 80s trying to explain the internet. Like, I can see how it would happen, but I don't quite understand it because we're not there yet. It hasn't happened yet. But there's something specific about the way, like, people use, what's that called? The virtual reality thing. Meta. There's like Meta's the only one I know, but I know there's different kinds. The virtual reality thing. And like, I've seen videos where, like, it's a whole community that, like, there's neighborhoods and stuff that people go there and they become avatars and sort of live a life in that virtual reality. There's something about that getting progressively a bigger thing, just like the internet. Like, when I was a teenager, some people had the internet, not very many at all. Like, we knew what it was, but now everybody has it, right, in their hand. Something like that, how it grows like that. Like, everybody has this sort of virtual reality life as well. Like, the same way we have, everybody has social media life. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. And somebody that is in this VIP group is going to be, like, almost groundbreaking in how they run a business through it. Like say you have it's so hard to explain, like a physical business in your everyday life, but something about how you decide to start a business there too. This business in the virtual reality. I don't really know how to explain it because I don't know how that's going to work yet, but I could see, like I said, I could see where it could go that way, but somebody who is in this group is either doing that already or about to, or is going to, like, but it's going to be like one of the first, not like the first person to do it, but like in that first wave of people doing whatever this is, having this business, or like having this, I keep wanting to say like business location in virtual reality. I don't know how that works, but I don't know if that's the best I can explain it. Sorry. All right, we're getting kind of long on the time, so I better get to it. So let me do some channel stuff. Let me say right now, just as I was deciding to switch over to channeling, I got start it, then fix it, and it will grow. Start it, then fix it, and it will grow. So it's like there's something somebody wants to start, but you're kind of turning into that perfectionism energy. I'm not ready yet. I don't know enough yet. I'm not good enough at this yet. People won't take me seriously. I'm not a professional, like that kind of thing, where you get into like, I'm going to just keep taking courses to learn more about this before I do it. So I feel like it's maybe some kind of business, and your guys are saying, start it, then fix it, and it will flourish. Just jump in, start where you are now. Quit overthinking it. You can make adjustments as things happen. Just start it now, and it will flourish. There's something about that. And again, a lot of people, we all do this. I want to do Reiki, but I don't know enough about it yet. Or maybe you don't have to do exactly Reiki. Maybe you just do energy work with your hands. Hint, hint. Somebody knows who I'm talking to. Jump in. You're ready to go. Fix it as you go. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect. You're not trying to, if you want to get into coaching, you don't have to be Tony Robbins to start. You can start with a small group, and you'll learn as you go where you need to tweak things. You don't have to keep taking courses. That's the main message. Start it now. Fix it as you go, and it will flourish. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna go here. I got this earlier in the week, and I wasn't sure if I should mention it, but I'm getting that I should. This time, and I know you're probably tired of me talking about it. This time was prophesized. The starseeds, the light workers, the empaths, the energy workers, you were all prophesized. Um, this, this is a little out there. Bear with me. There are ancient writings, ancient scripts where you were written about. You were foreseen. People saw this time, the things we're doing in this year. Somebody saw those in visions that will come out. Um, it was prophesized also that the people that the souls that specifically chose to come at this time for this purpose um, would awaken all at the same time and learn what their role is in this. We're in this global, if you haven't noticed, we're in this global shift. And I know I've heard it my whole life about, there will be a time, the new earth, and we'll go from the 3D to the 5D. And okay, yeah, sure. I didn't think it would be in my lifetime, but here we are. So that message came earlier this week, and I was getting like, you have to talk about it. I'm not ready to get too deep into it, but I will gradually get to that. So just know that is what I'm getting. This was prophesized. There's actual like scripture somewhere written about this, written about you, us specifically. And that's not to say, oh, me and my VIPs, we're what was prophesized. We're so special. I mean, we are, but I'm not just saying us. We're part of something. There's obviously a lot of us, and another conversation I had with somebody recently, we are intentionally scattered throughout the globe. And actually, if I'm going to get deeper into this, not just the world, not just this globe, throughout other worlds, other galaxies, blah, blah, blah. But we are intentionally scattered because we are like lighthouses. You know what I mean? So if you notice, if you're in a time where you're like, I can't find my tribe, I can't find people who see things the way I see things, feel the way I feel, believe what I believe, that is intentional. That there are so many people stuck in the dark energy. You needed to have, lighthouses every so often, so people can look at you and focus. Okay, I got to get there. You are, as they say, holding the light. That is intentional. But it's also intentional that just prior to this time happening, all these lighthouses would have a way to connect. Online is how we're doing it. Again, I know it sounds crazy, so I won't get too deep into it, but let's just start there. Okay, next thing, I apologize if it gets loud. Everybody came home all of a sudden. Okay, so like I've been saying the last couple weeks, there's a lot of like recurring themes happening in multiple like sessions that I do. So a lot of things are like playing out. They may play out differently for each person, but like the same lesson or the same opportunities to figure things out, find out the truth, cut cords if you need to, whatever. So this feels like that, like a collective, like this entire group maybe. Um, it's like you're either in it now or about to begin this immersion into like real self-discovery, healing, that kind of energy. Like about, I don't know, it could be traumas regarding like around love, but also not just romantic, maybe like family connections or friends you've outgrown or things like that. Just now I got specifically, at least for one person, healing from or finding your way out of someone who kind of dug you in, made you stuck or feel stuck. But just overall, it's an energy of just healing, to the point where you're in a space where even if you're not ready to date, it's almost like, and again, this doesn't have to be romantic. It just feels like being in a space where you're like, I'm open to the positive things in life. I'm open to positive connections in my life. Like you went through a period of healing, and again, sort of like the dark winter, and now we're in the spring and we're ready. You may not, like, again, be ready to jump out and be social or go dating or whatever, but you're like, now you're open to it, where maybe you were a little shut off before. Even if you felt like, I want to date, I want a relationship, but you weren't really actively pursuing. And like now you're in the energy of like, okay, I think I've healed from that. I'm open to it. There's also something about someone, someone, how do I say this? Being more emotional about something than they're letting on. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Excuse me. Okay, first of all, this just came up for somebody in a session, but I'm going to say I'm getting it as though it applies to more than that person. So you know who you are. I'm sorry you have to hear this again. But there's something about someone feeling like, in a connection or a potential connection, feeling like, you know, they don't care. They don't care about me, or they're playing me, or something like that. But that person has more feelings than they're letting on. That's why you feel that way. Like maybe they don't show how they feel. Maybe they don't show how much they like you or want to be with you or whatever. Yeah, someone's pretending like they don't care. But there's something about guilt. They're starting to feel guilty, wishing they didn't do that, noticing that this is what they do. Like, I feel like they didn't even notice. How can I put this? So their pattern is, or what they were taught is, if you let people know you care, that gives them too much power. And so that's how they've always kind of lived. Like, don't ever show too much emotion. Don't show how much I care. Maybe I want to talk to you 5 times a day, but I'm just going to call you once because I don't want you to think whatever. And so meanwhile, you're feeling, or vice versa, this could be you doing this to somebody else. But meanwhile, the other person's feeling like they don't care about me. They only call me once a day, or they never say they like me or whatever. But yeah, they're recognizing this now and regretting it, wishing they hadn't done it this way. But when they were doing it, it's almost like they didn't realize they were doing it, if that makes sense, just because that's how they've always handled things. A lot of healing energy around it. And I know I just said this to someone yesterday, so this is almost identical. And I'm sorry, but I guess this is like in multiple people's lives is happening. But like the energy, like I said, this month is all like healing this stuff. There's a lot of healing energy around this particular, like, making you think I don't care or playing it cool or whatever that is. They're recognizing it, they're feeling bad about it, and there's healing energy around it. Almost like in the best possible way, like they're creating good karma for themselves by recognizing this and wanting to make it right. Hey, good karma is always good. And then they show it like healing that, and then things can like start over, be like, I don't know, rejuvenated, brand new. Something about somebody's birthday coming up. That's pretty generic because anybody's Somebody's birthday is always coming up, but I had to say it. Something about somebody's birthday coming up. Heavy energy collectively of just releasing things that do not serve you. And again, the energy is intentionally being created. The combination of energies is intentionally being created to help you do that, to make it easier to do that. But they're saying that you're not giving yourself enough credit for how far you have come. I should say that doing this, when you're recognizing patterns, when you're recognizing things in yourself and things in other people and all that, obviously you're going to have days where you're sad or you're overthinking or, something triggers you. But I feel like I need to say this is going to slow down. This energy is going to help you through that. That's part of this energy helping you get over the hurdle. It's going to make it easier to A, see what we need to cut out or change, and B, take that action. Heavy focus on something about like giving yourself credit. Look back a year ago, look back 6 months ago, look back whatever, and see how far you have come. Is there something about needing to increase the like self-love, giving yourself grace, giving yourself credit? Some sorry, something about someone new coming in that's sort of, how can I say this? I want to say this wrong because it doesn't feel bad, but the only word I can think is obsessed. They're going to be obsessed, but like not in a stalker hiding in your bushes kind of way, but they're going to be like obsessed, obsessively, always thinking about you. Infatuated, I guess. And it's going to be surprising. Or maybe it's not new. It's not new. Because it's surprising. It's like surprising that this person would be this way because you don't know them to be this way. Yeah, this is somebody that makes some kind of return. They're coming back around. Sorry. Now the message just split. So for some people, it's either someone new or someone coming back around. It feels more like someone coming back around. And they're infatuated with you in a good way, which surprises you because you knew them to be sort of standoffish or like they hold back or whatever. And then it split to another group of people where somebody comes back around and initially it feels like this, like they're all about you, thinking about you all the time. But there's a warning to it that growth takes time, especially when you're dealing with someone who's more toxic or, they're stuck in their cycles or stuck in their trauma, stuff like that. So just be aware that this could be, when people come back in and they love bomb you to get you back in the loop. Especially if you've got someone you've been in separation with for a few years. It feels like years. Why does everything have to shift so dark? Because now we're going to like, there's something about someone who's emotionally abusive or like wants you to be emotionally tied to them. Manipulators, right? They want you to trauma bond with them. If I create a huge fight, like that'll bond her closer to me, him or her. It's that kind of energy. Like they intentionally create drama because they feel like that's how you pull somebody in or make someone cling to you. Or this is what they did before. Okay, they're going to be surprised because it's almost like you don't do that anymore. Like you used to fall for it. Like they think, oh, I can go in and do that again because I used to do that all the time. But like now you don't fall for it. Sorry, I'm chewing a throat lozenge. Okay. Okay. This is a past person who is recognizing your growth, recognizing that you've pulled your energy back, and they're sort of in a panic that you're about to move on. You're about to meet somebody new or something, especially for those of you who have been clearing things out, just negativity, and you recognize the patterns in your life and what you've accepted, blah, blah, blah. Like this is for you. There's somebody from the past that is seeing this change and now they're in a panic because, man, all these messages are stuff I've gotten from people already this week. They're in a panic because they're used to you always being there for them. You know who you are. We just talked about this. And so they're going to come back in and try to trauma bond you. They're going to come in and like love bomb you and then like create some kind of commotion because that's how they pull you back in, and like it used to work. And they're going to be shocked that that doesn't work anymore. Like I'm on to you. um, a lot of energy around sort of doing the work, cutting ties where you need to, figuring out who you are, what you want, what your path is. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to try to wrap this up. I know I've got you guys here for an hour already. It's got to be. But there's something, again, about the people who have spent the last few months, a year maybe a couple years, kind of not totally in solitude, but pulling back a bit, spending time with yourself, working on your stuff, working on your transformation. And particularly the people who have been like working on, why do I seem to attract the same kind of person? Why do I have these relationship problems? That kind of thing. Again, it's like you're coming out of that energy. You're coming out of your cocoon, so to speak. And I feel like it's attracting people who kind of vibrate in that same vibration, as far as like self-love, knowing what they deserve, knowing what they want, etc., etc. Putting themselves first. Heavy, like, I don't know why, Taurus and like Libra energy here. And I don't know if that means you're a Taurus or Libra, or you're like attracting a Taurus Libra, or they're just kind of in that energy, but heavy Taurus Libra energy. I don't know why now I'm getting investing in something new. maybe like looking for a new job or looking to start a business, or maybe this matches up with the earlier message about just start it and then fix it as you go. If it's about a business or a job, just start it. You can adjust as you go, and it will, they were saying it will blossom. Um, why? I don't know why I keep wanting to say Taurus, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus, Libra, Virgo, Capricorn. Heavy Taurus, Libra. I don't know. I'm gonna move on. Yeah, some kind of new person. So you're healing and you're figuring yourself out, figuring out what you want, or like why you didn't see red flags in past people, like doing all that kind of work is attracting somebody new. I'm going to say new. Yeah, new person. Or again, if this is like about work or business or something, it's attracting like what's aligned for you rather than just blindly dating or blindly choosing a career. Like this is in alignment because you did the work. Excuse me. Yeah, a lot about transformation, and because of that transformation, being in alignment with what's meant for you, what actually resonates with you, um, the kind of career you actually want, or the kind of job you actually want, or the kind of relationship you actually want. That kind of like it's going to be different now because now you're more in touch with who you are, what you want, what you stand for, what you'll tolerate. And there's something about how now that you're coming through this, you're vibrating differently. Like your level of comfortability with yourself, that's really attracting somebody, specifically about how comfortable you are in your own skin now. Um, they're showing me like the different dynamic between uh, somebody who is making you question whether they care versus now you come out and you're comfortable with yourself and you know yourself, and now you're attracting people who will show you. What is this focus? Now I keep going back to this. The person who acts like they don't care. There's like somebody has a really good poker face. This all feels like past energy, like somebody who maybe like juggled you, um, did that whole dance I was talking about. How like I'm not going to show you too much of how I feel. I'm not going to pay too much attention to you. Um, no, okay, okay. So there, sorry. There's this past person who I know I'm repeating myself, but it's like they didn't show, they thought this is what you're supposed to do. You don't show how much you care. You don't call too often. You don't give too much attention because they thought that they were taught that like that gives people too much power over you if they know how invested you are, if they know how much you care, if they know they can hurt your feelings. Um, Now they want to pay attention to you. Now they want to show you. And it's this whole energy of you're attracting this person back and attracting new people because of the work you've done to yourself, because of the energy you've put into yourself and the energy you're now vibrating. And again, this isn't just romantic. This is you in general. Like you're attracting people just in general because of your vibing at a higher level now. and it's drawing back in, like, whether it's friends or family members or lovers or coworkers or whatever. It's just this whole energy of like you are pulling people in, you are attracting people because of the work you've done on yourself, because of the comfortability you're gaining with yourself. And something about people who maybe talked about you in less than favorable ways. Um, Something specific about how people talked about you. Not having nice things to say. But something about your healing, something about you being able to pick yourself up and like now you're believing in yourself. It's drawing these people in, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Like you're on the one hand, you're drawing in people who are in alignment with you. On the other hand, you're drawing in toxic people who are uh, intimidated by you, by you, jealous of you, threatened by you. And they're going to see you do something that's going to attract more jealousy, like graduating school or creating a platform or starting a business, or and it's shocking these people who did not speak well of you, and also again drawing in more jealousy and envy. But they're saying it'll be all right because you are now in this more grounded energy where it can just now be like maybe going from I can't stand the thought of somebody not liking me to like, well, whatever, that's your issue, not mine. Like they're saying it's going to be all right because that's where you are now. You recognize that if somebody has an issue with you, that's their issue. You don't have to bend to try to get them to like you. And no matter how much you bend, they're not going to anyway. So, um, and I'm sorry to say, it's like these people didn't think you were going to do much. They kind of thought you were an easy target because they didn't think much you would. I hate to say this. They didn't think you'd amount to much, but not because of you. Again, because they're projecting onto you. Um, they didn't think you'd ever, I don't know, like stand up for yourself or believe in yourself or love yourself. Maybe you were very like timid before, kind of maybe insecure in different ways. Um, and so they thought you would just always, they, they've never seen people make drastic changes, so they didn't think you would either, but you have. You've made drastic changes. You're more secure. You're more, again, understanding other people's issues are their issues, and where before maybe you took all that on and they just thought it would always be that way. um, they don't have the creative mind you have, and so if you ever said someday I want to own something or do something, or I want to be a dancer, actor, whatever, like they just kind of wrote like, yeah, whatever, big dreams, and like you're getting there, and it's shocking people. Yeah, something specific about that, like if you had goals or if you had dreams or something like that, and these people, rather than be the people that support you and kind of pour into helping you, they just kind of laughed it off like, what a dreamer or something. And maybe that made you give up on your dreams for a while. But now they can see that, like, you're waking up to, I can actually do anything I want to do. These people don't have to believe in me. I don't need, I mean, it would be great to have support, but most empaths don't get that. So you just find out that, like, oh, I don't need that support. I've never had it before. What do I need it for now? I can go ahead and do what I want to do. And it's like upsetting people, not in a way that you need to worry about, but it's making, if anything, it's going to help them in the end, because it's letting them see that, oh, I can actually change my life. I can actually do the things I want to do, because they assumed you wouldn't, because that's what they've always seen. They've never seen anyone change. They've never seen anyone achieve something, a goal that's, 10 years out, 20 years out. Excuse me. There's something that you're going to accomplish that's going to really outshine other people who, for the longest time, thought they outshined you. There's something specific about people who thought they outshined you, and it's triggering them because you're going to outshine them. And not that that's why you did it. Your guys are just saying this is going to happen. You're going to be okay with it because you're going to be in a place where it's like, that's your issue, dude. Whatever. Very, like, backbitey energy around this. You guys are saying you're going to have a lot on your plate, but again, it's like divine timing, because it's coming in when you're able to handle all of it. Something specific about somebody almost being happy in the past, again, to see you stress, to see you fear the unknown, because it's like, then you won't go after your dreams. And if you don't go after your dreams, that's good for me. Oh, everything comes full circle. See, we were talking about this earlier. It's good for me if you stay small. It works well for my life. So it's that kind of person. I don't know. There's something for someone specific about how someone never even thought you would be competition, even though they were competing with you. You weren't competing with them. They were competing with you. But they also didn't really see you as competition. They thought you would just be, excuse me, I don't know, small. They thought you'd stay small, and they thought they'd always outshine you. I don't know. They're pulling me back to this past person who didn't treat you great. I'm just going to say there may have been some DV involved, but you were still kind of, your energies were still entwined, and they liked it that way. And now they're seeing you're getting stronger. You're pulling your energy back, and they're stressed. And it's making them see that their behavior was immature. Something about, like, their behavior is like, it's old. It's old news. It's not working anymore. It's very immature. Especially the way someone acts. I don't know. But what I'm getting is they did not change. If they come forward and try to act like they changed, they did not change. They may be on the road to it, because this is forcing them to realize it was immature. It was forcing them to realize all this stuff, but they're not there yet. It feels like somebody that's been in some sort of, like, toxic energy for a very long time. They may have put you in, like, a third party situation, but it feels like for a long time it was hard for you to forget about them or, like, release them because of the things they put you through. Again, like trauma bonding, and, like, because of how long you've been with them, or how long you've known them, or how involved it was, if you got married, had kids, whatever. But I feel like there's someone in particular who, if they came back today, or you went back to them, or whatever, the message is nothing has changed. They'll still put you in a third party. They'll still be abusive. They'll still be manipulative. Somebody might have an accent. This person might have an accent. I don't know why that is important, but also the guys are saying that, like, you know, this is part of your growth. You're going to recognize that if they come in and say all the right words, if they come in and say the things you've wanted to hear for years, your intuition is going to be like, yeah, this is, no, they have not changed. I don't feel like there may be a moment, right? If you've waited to hear something from someone and now they're saying it, you may have a moment of weakness, right? Where you're like, oh, I've been waiting for so long. But I don't feel like you're in any real danger of getting back into the relationship or back into the situation, because your intuition is going to tell you, like, no, this is not right. This feels wrong. There's a big shift from not recognizing red flags before and now intuitively recognizing them. And I feel like that's why this is happening now, to show you that, oh, I have grown, I have changed, I do see red flags, I do have a good intuition. Oh, sorry, my dog's going crazy. But again, someone did not change. They have not changed. And so I'm just going to say, if you would go back, you'd be setting yourself up for failure. But I feel like your intuition is already going to tell you that. I don't feel like a danger. I don't feel like I need to sit here and, like, warn people. Please don't do this. Like, no, I feel like you're going to, you know that. It's not, yeah, I don't feel like you're in danger. I don't know. I don't know why I keep getting, someone really likes to see you stressed. Well, I do know why. People like that because when people are stressed out, they're easier to control. Or when you're scared, or like any of that kind of lower vibe stuff, you're easier to handle. It's easier to get you to do what I want you to do. Somebody might be able, or first I'm going to say win. Something about getting a new car. So maybe somebody wins a car, because I was going to say win. I don't know. Something big about, like, how you were never supposed to make it this far in somebody's eyes. They just thought you'd stay small. I'm just going to say what's coming through. You'd be a doormat. They just thought things would be the same when it comes to you. I could mistreat you. I can get you to do all my stuff for me. I can throw you under the bus, make you the scapegoat, whatever it is. And they never thought there'd be growth or change, or because there's been none in them. And something about you recognizing, and these people who liked you to stay small, recognizing you're someone who is gifted, or you have a special path, a specific purpose, and they're going to be threatened by this, and you have to just be okay with that. The days of you staying small are over. This is done. This is done. They keep saying this is done. It's over. Trying to please everybody. You're coming out of that. You're realizing, like, their issues are their issues, and I'm staying high vibe. And the energy coming in for you is making it, again, easier to do this. Where maybe in the past, it's hard. It's hard to make that switch. I'm sorry, I've kept you guys for so long. Okay, I will end this. Okay, guys. Sorry I ran so long, but you know me by now. I always go longer than I intend to. I want to do one more thing with you guys, particularly if you are part of the Rich Witch Coven, but anybody can do it. I just want to show you guys. Sorry, you going in? You know how I was talking about, like, money is just like a way to get things. Like, we don't have to manifest money. If we're struggling with money, if we're still struggling with like our beliefs around money, our blockages around money, and things like that, you can go around that, because you're trying to manifest money to get things, right? You want security, you want to pay your rent, you want lights in your house, you want a car, you want things. You can manifest those things because we've all experienced, a surprising way of getting something. We won something, someone gave us a gift we weren't expecting, we found something. Like, we don't really have blockages around that so much. So sometimes it's easier to just skip the middleman, i.e. money, and manifest things. So I want you guys to do this. Sorry, probably a sign of some kind. But for the next week, just try this. We'll just call it like the Wealth Flow Challenge, right? So all I want you to do is tonight or after listening to this, set a clear, heartfelt intention. Feel it to manifest wealth and abundance, right? In any and all forms. That's the important part. You're setting the intention that you're open to receiving wealth and abundance in any and all forms. This will guide the universe to deliver those kind of things, surprises, discounts, whatever. Because manifesting wealth and abundance isn't just about cash, although, yes, please. But it also means like opportunities, gifts, like I said, surprises, discounts. Suddenly there's a sale on something you've been saving up to buy, or, somebody being generous, getting a free upgrade, getting a higher credit limit, or, just things where the universe is just sending you what you're asking for, but just maybe not in, like, the universe will know you have blockages clearly, or they'd be delivering cash. So if you've got blockages, it will go around that and deliver other things. And so I want you to, like, set that intention and take note of how it shows up, because once you start to pay attention, you'll see how, why did I say I wanted, to manifest $5,000 and nothing came? But if you start paying attention, like, oh my gosh, like more than 5,000 came. It just came in like other ways, tinier ways. So pay attention to that. So again, when you're done with this, or tonight before you go to bed, or whenever you do your like journaling and stuff, write it down. Write down something along the lines of, I am now open to receive unexpected money, abundance, and support in magical and joyful ways, or however it resonates with you. But the point is, you want to say that you're open to these things. You're open to getting abundance in any unexpected way. You're basically telling the universe, just show me. Show me that this happens, and I will make note and feel gratitude. I'll write this out. I'll have this written out in the description, because I know it's a lot to pick up as I'm just rambling on. But okay, so then say your intention out loud every morning this week. All right, whisper if you have to, but let your voice give it life. You want to project that energy out. So if you have to write it, but say it if you can, because we also want to practice with our throat chakra, right? Okay, then you're going to track it. So every time something flows your way, even, finding a penny as you're walking down the street, or like a friend paying for your coffee, or a coupon showing up, or, like I said, a sale on something that you were about to buy, write it down. If you're in the Rich Witch Coven, put it in your journal. Keep all this together. Keep all this energy together. Or you can just use a notebook, or, your phone, the little notes app, or whatever. Just track it. And then by the end of the 7 days, look back and see how much came in. You'll start to notice how much support, how much flow and wealth you've been receiving all along, right? And now you're actively co-creating it. I want you to see that. I want you to see that you've been doing this all along. You just maybe not recognizing it. This was stunning to me when I first did this. Like, how many things I missed, because I was so focused on a certain amount of money, I missed all the other ways it was being delivered to me. And like, I missed that, like, more than what I asked for showed up. If you're into journaling, because I'm always going to say journal, journal, journal. Here's something you can use for a journal prompt. Ask yourself, what would change if I fully trusted that the universe is conspiring to support my abundance? Okay, journal that. If you want to, you can post it on Facebook. I'd like to see what people's answers are, but you don't have to. But you can post it on the Facebook wall, or yeah, hashtag it Wealth Flow Challenge, or Flower Moon Abundance, or something. But I'd like to see what people have to say, or email me if you don't want to go public. That's okay too. Okay, so we're gonna do that for a week, and you'll see how it is coming in, and maybe you're just overlooking it. Okay, so wrapping this up, be prepared this week. It is the full moon. It's a flower moon. It's very strong. So there may be, you know how full moon energy is great to work with and not so great to go through. So be prepared for, well, this one's all about like emotional release and soul expansion, right? So however that happens for you, that's usually about emotional release, means you're going to have to get emotional probably. So if there's some moments of needing to cry, then go ahead and cry. If you need to hit a pillow, hit a pillow. Just let that out. Let that out. Like, the more you let that out, you're releasing it, and you can get on to the next stage. The more you keep it in, the longer it's going to take. So expect themes around truth, freedom, and like long-term vision, right? Heading towards where we want to go. Most of us will probably feel, like I said, a powerful push to let go of things, let go of limiting beliefs, old stories, things that keep us stuck, things that keep us small. That was a big energy when I was channeling, was about people wanting us to stay small, and we're outgrowing that. We're getting out of that box. This is a whole opportunity to like find your path, what's meant for you. It's getting loud all of a sudden. So this week I feel like you might notice that, like, you're going to get emotional, you're going to get clarity, you're going to release a lot of things. And again, the energy is going to make that easier to do, even if you've been trying for a while. There's going to be craving for like adventure and change. There's going to be sudden insight, or like a need to speak your truth. I didn't have that written down. I just got that. So there's going to be a need to speak your truth, which is probably why they had me say things out loud, because we want to work on our throat chakra. Okay, there might be a need to speak your truth this week. There's probably going to be frustration with anything that feels confining or fake. This energy brings that in, because again, you're getting aligned with who you really are, what's right for you. So you're going to get frustrated with anything that feels like someone's trying to keep you down or keep you small, or you're going to be frustrated with facades and fakeness. I wrote this earlier. This full moon, the flower moon, even though it's got the power of other full moons, it's got its own kind of personality. Like I said, that's why there's a lot of tales made up about it. Movie was named after it, all this stuff. This full moon is perfect for, and again, it's in alignment with why I'm doing the Rich Witch, why we started it when we did, because this energy is perfect for manifesting money, beauty, relationships. You might experience people, okay, it's half and half. You might experience people being like more open-hearted and generous, but it could also magnify people who are the opposite of that, right? It'll magnify like where you're dissatisfied. If what's being experienced doesn't match what you truly desire, that's going to be magnified, amplified. It's going to stand out to you a lot more. This energy is good for, like I said, money work, love spell work. It's a really good time to give and receive compliments, kindness, that kind of thing, because it's almost, I want to phrase it this way, but it's like it's doubling your good karma in this energy to do good things. Be cautious of overindulgence. It brings in that energy too, in anything, whatever you tend to overindulge in. Mine is talking too much or procrastination, one or the other. Again, this is all about transformation, releasing so that you can get on your next level and you can find your path. Watch for emotional intensity. Like I said, things bubbling beneath the surface, coming up. A lot of technology problems. You're going to have to get used to that, because the more you get into energy work, the more that's going to happen. Look for communication breakdowns, because that's going to be a sign that something needs cleaned out or detoxed or whatever. Look for a pull to like reclaim your, pull your energy back, call your energy back, reclaim your autonomy, your authority, that kind of thing. I just am hearing another journaling thing. Sorry. If you want to jot it down, the guides are saying to write out where are you still dimming yourself to make other people comfortable. And they're saying spend this next week shedding one fear-based belief and stepping into the positive of that. So if you're afraid, well, there's been a theme of like staying small, right? So if you're afraid to step out, be seen as, I don't know, that you are an energy worker or an empath, or, you know, something that you've been afraid to do. Sorry, they're correcting me. Say it the way they said it. Okay. Spend the week shedding one fear-based belief and step out. They want you to step out of the shadows. There's something about how we're staying small, we're staying in the shadow. Step out of the shadow. Okay. Sorry, I thought I was wrapping this up. Almost. One more affirmation. I release the need to shrink. I release the need to shrink. I expand into the truth of who I am. My voice, my presence, and my power are safe to be seen. It's a lot. I'll repeat it. I release the need to shrink. I expand into the truth of who I am. My voice, my presence, and my power are safe to be seen. I think I'm going to also write up, I don't know, either in the description or in the comments, they're showing me a trial. They want you to try a ritual, a spell. I'll just say spell. They want you to try it. It's all about kind of giving you proof that you are capable of doing this. So like we're going to start small, so don't get scared. Yeah, they're telling me to do that, and it'd be too hard to just like say over a video, so I'll write it out. But we can do something really simple, just like a white candle, a flower, paper and a pen, kind of like, like what I sent you guys the other day. I forgot I sent you that. There's like a 3-day thing. Try that, but I'll also write out what I'm seeing right now. So, and tell you how to make us, okay. Another thing you can try, again, they just want you to try these things so you can see for yourself. If you want to make a sigil, maybe I'll have to explain how to do that, but they want you to use a phrase like this. It doesn't have to be exact. Make it work for you, but make it out of, I am safe to be seen in my full power. And I think that's it. All right, guys. Thank you for showing up again. If you do, who knows? But I'm really, really glad you guys came last week. It was awesome hearing from everybody. And again, if you have any ideas or any questions or whatever, feel free to reach out. Sending you all positive energy.